Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Friday, August 9th Tropical Update with me, Ray from VR Chat. So, we're looking at post-tropical Storm Debby here, or post-hurricane Debby, or post-tropical system, whatever you want to call it. Doesn't really matter at this point. It's still a huge rainmaker, especially for all up and down the East Coast. Even though the center of this storm is still down here in or near or Charlottesville, or in North Carolina, still at the South Carolina border, that general area. Most of the energy for the system has moved all the way up into Pennsylvania, or Maryland, or New York State, and even up into Lower Canada. I'm sorry, I don't know the Canadian provinces very well, so I couldn't tell you exactly which one that is. But if you're close to the New York border, or all the way up into Vermont, Maine, New Hampshire, heck, even Massachusetts probably has seen some rain off the storm. All of this energy was attached to this tropical storm Debby, but has now since been kind of spread out because it's transitioned to a non-tropical low. So it's the remnant of tropical storm Debby, and it's going to keep causing a mess. This is going to be a lot of rain for a while until the center moves on out and pushes out to sea. There's still a very big tornado threat, a very big or a gusty wind threat. Primarily, you're going to be looking at flooding all up and down the eastern corridor, especially in the New England states and southeastern Canada at this point. Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, New Brunswick, that whole area, you're probably going to be looking at a lot of rain too very quickly, especially if you're already seeing this kind of rain bands or moving into southern Quebec. I think that's Quebec. I could be wrong. Please correct me if I am. But southeastern Canada, New England states of northeast North America, or the United States, big flood threat. Be on the lookout. If you see a roadway flooded, don't drive into it. Turn around. Be safe. Trust me, going through a flooded area is not worth your life and not worth your vehicle. And don't walk through a flooded area. I mean, there are plenty of reasons not to, especially if it's moving, even if it's standing still. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff that could be swimming around in there that you can't see on the microscopic level that can give you a nasty rash or worse. So, but enough about what's going on with Debby. We know what we got here. A lot of rain. Be safe. Keep an eye on your local weather forecast. And again, anything you hear here is not for official planning. It's simply to keep you aware of things so you can look into stuff further if you need to. But let's look a little bit further into the future with the extended tropical outlook for the next 7 days. Alright, so for the next 7 days, as you can see, we are in the middle of the height of hurricane season. We are just getting ramped up to September. We're just starting August, and we're already getting September-like activity. As you can see on the forecast here, we're getting a lot of activity, specifically from the intertropical convergence zone, an activity belt that runs generally along the just north and just south of the equator, because that is the primary trade wind area. And yeah, we're definitely getting ramped up here. So these are what they call long track storms. A lot of these tend to go on to make your bigger hurricanes. And we definitely see one or starting to spin up, or in the middle of the tropical Atlantic, or just off the Cabo Verde Islands, east of the Windward Island, or the Leeward Islands and the Western Antilles. But to say that the entire Caribbean should be keeping an eye on this right now would be an understatement, because this is already a 50% chance of development, and it just came off the coast practically. Which means it's got a lot of energy with it. It's going to be in a fairly good environment before too long. And this is taking a very similar track to Tropical Storm Debby that we just got done dealing with. So you have to be very careful with these and keep an eye on this. Again, right now, not too much to write home about, but definitely keep an eye on it. Especially if you're in the Lesser Antilles and the Greater Antilles, and interests between Cuba or the Bahamas, and again, Florida. You might be extending a lot of fire on this one. Keep an eye on this one. I mean, don't stop your weekend plans for this one, but keep an eye on it, because next weekend we could be going right back into hurricane mode. We never know. But that's all I have for you today. 5 minutes or less. With me, Ray, and I will see you all in the next weather update. Bye.